high. I
Starting to
actually could
stream.
get 8K soon. Okay, okay.
What are you at? You like 7.7 or something?
I'm at 7,650
Nice, dude. Is that the highest you've ever been?
by far. Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. I have this like what's the word? What's the imposter syndrome? I have like the imposter syndrome where I get in games. It's like I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. And but they've been going really well. They've been going really well. Played against Fear and Moo yesterday, and
Mhm.
they picked like the life stealer bullshit. And I picked Enigma as a counter, and it
Ooh,
actually worked. We
nice.
won. So
Y-
it's it's that definitely helped my imposter syndrome
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're
a little
hasted,
bit.
if you're just black holed. Nothing
Yeah,
can.
that's what my thought process was. And then also you're giving people like this massive amount of HP.
Mm-hmm.
So percentage
Percentage
damage
base,
is
sure. And
yeah.
if Lifestealer pops out in the middle, it doesn't help because he just dies anyway. So
Yeah, I find that like what usually happens is you just get a free life stealer whenever you black hole the hasted 10,000 HP guy.
right, yeah, makes sense.
5 things you need to know about the Outlanders update. At what point does like post patch
Postpartum
content?
postpartum patch depression.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. I feel like I've seen so many YouTube channels, obviously including us,
Yeah,
spamming
they are for sure.
spamming the Dota content, the patch content.
Yeah, it might be
Make
time to switch it up a little bit and start doing like memeiest combos in 723 or something like
Yeah,
that.
like tier lists, maybe like
Yeah, tier lists actually might be really good because I don't know if it's too early to figure those out, but we could probably like, you
well,
know,
like I mean,
general.
yeah, yeah. Like I have a decent idea of what's good. Um,
Yeah.
I think I figured out I'm hearing myself on the stream. I think I figured out carries
Hmm.
just because I have like a concept that I'm absolutely sure applies to like the current patch for carries
Hmm.
that makes like a certain subset of carries way better than any other carries. I basically think that the best carries in Dota. In fact, I think you shouldn't even be like playing carry if you're not picking these heroes right now because they're so much better than any other heroes. Carries that used to not be able to farm items but are insanely strong with items, like PA and Spectre. Like think about Spectre. This hero gets like Radiance plus
Hmm.
like Manta, and how awful did that feel to play against previously?
Oh, so
Awful, right?
you're saying that because they farm slow, they don't flash farm items, but if they're just kind of regularly farming, they'll end up with like two extra items now.
Right, exactly. You can
Yeah.
just you can pool all of your items. Like the reason these heroes were balanced before is because they farmed so slowly for the first like 20 minutes of the game
Yeah, it's a good
that
concept.
you could crush them in that
Hmm.
time, and then they come online, but like you have more items because you like kept them down early. But now you can't do that because like even though these heroes don't farm quickly, the items are shareable.
Right.
You just have your Storm Spirit go to the jungle and give your PA the 10% lifesteal item, or give your PA the mana burn item or something.
Totally.
And then PA comes into the jungle with like Deso plus 2 other items, and you just win.
Yeah.
Like why would you I see people picking Alchemist, and it seems like the most counterintuitive thing to me now, that it's like, why would you pick this hero that gets regular items faster when everybody's filling their inventories with the neutral items? He doesn't farm neutrals faster because he gets more gold from them.
Right.
That's not how the gold thing works.
Right.
You get more gold from the same neutrals. Have this, if it increased your chances of getting the new items, so you get like one extra item, Alk would be good. Alk is like the worst carry you can pick in my opinion right now. I don't see why you would pick an Alchemist.
Yeah,
Why not
it's
have a
fairly
Spectre
redundant,
and
right? It's fairly redundant.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think like the changes to Spectre, like the dispersion, like people are saying in chat, dispersion pierces spell immunity. Like, yeah, I think that's really good. I think that's amazing. Don't get me wrong, but in my opinion, the most important reason why Spectre and why PA are broken right now is because of conceptually how they used to be balanced, and that is no longer an issue for them.
Yeah,
Like the one
that makes
the
sense.
one thing that they were bad at they're not bad at anymore. And it's like that one thing they were so bad at that they weren't picked because like you couldn't have those heroes in a game without risking just losing in the first few minutes because you don't have items. But
That's
you just
actually,
share items. You just share them. Like you
yeah,
don't need to farm jungle.
that's a reasonable argument for heroes like Ricky and like Clinks and Bounty Hunter even.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you another concept. I guess I don't want to spoil too much because I do want to make videos
That's
out of some of
fine.
these.
This is why you tune in early to our streams, because you get the good shit
Right,
that's
right.
gonna come out in like a
So
week.
I was actually thinking that Ricky and BH are possibly broken,
Mm,
not because of any of like the 7.23 changes, but the 7.23a changes. Now there's the 3 item limit.
mhm.
And so I was on a cliff in a game the other day and I was shooting down from the cliff, just like getting ready to TP out. And I killed a neutral camp and it dropped an item.
Mhm.
And some person on the enemy team walked up and took it because I was on the cliff. And I was just like, wait a minute. This guy just got 1 out of 3 of our items for this like tier 3 or tier 2 or whatever
Oh
it
wait,
is.
because it drops for you,
It
and then
drops
some.
for me. That was not
Oh
his item.
my
He
god,
picked up
yeah,
my item.
right. So it's
So
minus
we
one item
had
for your team.
yeah, so they had 4 items for that tier,
Ooh.
and we had 2 because of really bad luck in getting the item drop. And I was thinking, like, can't you just be BH or Ricky and follow like some Lycan around the jungle and just pick up his items whenever he gets them? Just like spam right click where the creeps are and pick up their items. If you steal 1 of their items, that's like a possible like 3,000, 5,000 gold net worth swing, depending on how good the item is. Like if you pick up spider legs, geez, that item is insanely broken. It's just a better boot. I mean, its boots gives you Firefly for God's sakes.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a really interesting way to think about it too. That's probably why.
Also, the whole like courier sniping thing.
Oh my god,
How
Nature's Prophet is so good right now.
I haven't tried
He,
that, but
he
that
a
that
lot
does
of the
make
pros are
sense.
picking it as a 5 or a 4 or even a 3. Mind Control played it as a 3 today.
You just TP in and oh yeah, the qualifiers are going on, eh? So we could look at
Yeah.
to see what people are picking. All right, Donnie, I have a quest for you after this. We're analyzing some of the major games together,
All
so
right.
I can win tomorrow.
You want to do one right now while we're waiting for people to come?
I was thinking of just analyzing like the drafts on like a general level as opposed to like watching one of the. I mean, actually, I am down to look at a game because I guess like we'll see what people are doing in it. Yeah, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You want to watch? Who do you want to watch? Secret, Nigma, or?
Secret, go Secret. I'm sure Secret has amazing ideas.
All right, cool. Yeah, they were running Puppy 5, Zai Venomancer, Nisha Zeus, and then Matuma Man was playing Ursa, and then I forget who Yapsor was playing. I think he was just playing some greedy fucking hero like usual.
How can I submit a replay? We take replays on through Patreon. Patreon.com/Dota Alchemy. We also have probably about 70 coaching sessions on there, something like that now. If you're into that sort of thing, they are for the previous patch, but could you really do coaching for the current patch? Like I'm anticipating that this is going to be a fun replay review session,
Yeah.
but I don't know how useful it's going to be for people because nobody knows what's going on exactly. We all
Right.
have our theories, but it's just theories, you know.
Okay, so let's see. I mean, they obviously stomped all 3 games. So the choices are: do you want to see Nature's Prophet, Rubik, Zeus,
Nature's Prophet,
Veno,
yeah.
and Ursa? No, just listen to the lineups real quick.
Okay.
Support Lifestealer.
Can you share screen?
Oh yeah. Oh, I guess I could just show this to you.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Okay, so it's this one where they smashed.
Yeah, no blink on Ursa. I like that a lot. I mean,
Yep.
you just Abyssal Blade. You don't need a blink.
Yep. This one, Leshrac plus the support Lifestealer sounds disgusting, dude.
Moo and that's what Moo and Fear were playing yesterday when I queued into them.
Lesh Lifestealer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty cancer.
And then here's the last one where they have support Puck, Safe Lane.
What's the
Tiny.
latest in the bracket? I would say like I don't want to see these guys just owning noobs.
This is the latest.
Okay. What are these guys' ranks?
The ones that they're playing against.
Yeah. However the names.
It's a finish stack. I think they're like.
It's gonna. You're good to the hero.
Oh, yeah. They're like
I do the exact same thing when I'm on Dota buff. I accidentally click that
they're like
because it makes sense, doesn't it?
it does.
Click the hero.
They're like
It's like
mid immortal.
okay, so they're okay. I
Yeah.
mean, they're not gonna have a chance in hell against Secret, but
Right. Yeah.
we'll see.
They're like rank 500, rank
Okay,
800, that
let's
kind of
watch.
stuff.
Let's watch.
All right. I'm actually really curious to
So-
see how this Nature's Prophet looks.
So Puppy was position 5.
Yep. Oh fuck. Replays are not working. Why are they not working?
Oh no! Check if some of the other ones are working. Maybe.
What the heck?
I do gotta see what Zai is doing in pubs. Actually, man, I'm sure he's got some good ideas. Go to Pro Tracker. Zai.
Yeah, these aren't gonna work.
Oh, that's too bad.
Can I just get it through Puppy somehow? No, probably not.
Wow, dude. Okay. I'm looking at Zai's Dota 2 Pro Tracker,
Uh-huh.
and the first thing is Zai lost us Venomancer with Matumba Man, Puppy, Nisha against only Yapsor. The only relevant person on the enemy team.
That's funny.
Oh, no. That's bugged. Okay. That's actually a bug. I think probably what's happening here is they changed something with the replay review, like something with the replay code.
Oh, you
So
think
it's messing up the Dota 2 Pro Tracker as well, because it says Zai won with Titan Hunter against Matoma Man, Yapsor, Puppy, Nisha. It's obviously not right.
Gotcha.
I thought they were just like in a pub against each other. It's like, Jesus Christ, that'd be crazy. But it's just bugged.
Miracle went 22-0 and 11 with PA today.
Yeah, I think PA is unbelievably broken. Like, God, it's just like having like 50-pound weights on your entire life, and you're just 20 and you take them off.
Right. Yeah, you've
Literally
Goku.
Yeah.
All right.
Doing super push-ups and super gravity.
Yeah, these replays are not working.
That's too bad.
I wonder if our patron replays will work.
You're showing the stream thing. Is our stream code there anywhere?
No, I don't think so.
That's good. That's good. That wouldn't be good.
No.
Alchemy fans streaming on Dota Alchemy. Thank you, Kier Y6KA. Appreciate you.
All right, let's see whether this replay from Shadow Trader works. Okay, so it looks like it's just custom lobbies that don't work right now.
Okay.
So if you can send me the replays, I guess just the ones from since the patch that are relevant, because I don't think anything else is gonna work.
Yeah. Well, we've one replay then since the patch.
All right. Well, let's look at it, and then we can maybe do one of yours and one of mine, and that'll be our stream or something like that.
Okay. What changed that made PA so good? I'm glad you asked. So my opinion is that heroes that used to not be able to farm items very quickly, but were really strong with items, are broken now because you just get the free items from the jungle. So those heroes that like you would just kind of like stall the game out for them while they get like 3 or 4 items. Think of like Anti-Mage, Spectre, PA, and then like they come online and you kind of like come back based on like that hero's strength. I think those heroes are broken. Because you can just have other people who are quick at farming the jungle to farm jungle and get them items. And the items are worth like thousands of gold in net worth. Oh, Jesus, man. Did I tell you that I picked up a shovel on Storm Spirit the other day? And I just kept digging up bounty runes and filling my bottle. Like,
yep.
It wasn't even remotely okay. Or I dig up the TP scrolls and I just would have like 15 TPs in my inventory. And that hero loves to I can just TP back to base, zip from fountain to a camp and just keep farming. Like it accelerated my farm so much.
Yeah, it's super good on certain heroes. I think it's just one of the best. It might be the best tier 1 item because just the free bounties that you get, like regardless.
Yeah, I know. They need to like lower the chance that you get bounties. It's unbelievably good.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at all the other tier 1 items, I'd say the only other one that's even remotely
honey is good. I think honey is pretty good. I mean,
the royal jelly is super good. I like the mango tree a lot. Mango Tree can be used as a ward, by the way.
I was gonna say the
Yeah.
vision from Mango Tree is so good.
I saw that's what Secret was doing. They were placing this as a ward on top of the eye cliffs.
Yeah. Actually, damn, I need to record like an item tiers video because I have a pretty strong opinion on these items so far. I thought it was gonna take a while, but honestly, you play like if you play like 10 games of Dota, you see almost every item.
Mm-hmm.
Like they seem to like I have a pretty good idea of I feel like they all also are like based on something that like makes sense. Like if you get like a bow looking item, it's just attack range.
Right.
You know, it's like something with attack range. There's like status resist items, like cooldown reduction items. It's all stuff that's like already in the game, you know? So
Right. They just like have never really combined it in such a way before. That's what I love about all these items is they just took like kind of random attributes almost and put them together where you get a totally different subset of heroes that likes them. You're like, oh, this is an item combination that I never really thought an int hero would want, but it actually works out really well because of how the hero functions.
yeah. I love that there's 3 items now dropping though. Like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
for every item tier, you have to choose what hero is getting what, and then make choices like around that RNG.
Right.
But since it's
Exactly.
not just like 5 people getting like 5 random items, it's more so like okay, here's like a little bit of RNG, but you have all of this choice of like where you can put the 5 heroes that you can put it on, and then all those 5 heroes can build in a way around that item.
Yep.
So it's like it's less RNG because you have options to go any direction with the item afterwards. You know what I mean? Like it does. It
Totally.
actually feels a lot better this way. It feels a lot better this way.
Dude, that's kind of what I was thinking when they introduced it. That's why I'm a big fan of these items is because I don't think it's like it's RNG enough to force you to adapt to what's happening in the game and what items are dropping for you, but it's not RNG to the point where it's like, oh, this team got this item and we got this item and so we just lose.
As of 7.23a though, I think
Yes.
like
Yeah.
with the in the first iteration of this, it was just like tier 1 everybody would have like 3 tier 1 items or
Sure.
something like that.
Sure.
But this feels like if an item drops, I get excited. Like I get butterflies. Like, ooh, what do we get? You know, like
Right.
I actually I'm finding games really fun and really exciting. And whatever I'm losing, it's like I'm thinking like, okay, we have a way to possibly come back if we get a good item and we combine it with a hero, or we take all of our shared items like put it on one hero. Like there always feels like there's options. Maybe I'm just overreacting to like I don't know the game as well as I did before, so I'm excited by that. But I'm definitely somebody who I guess the RNG element is just what's naturally exciting about it. Like I like opening chests, you know. I
Totally.
like
Totally.
I
I'm a
like
loot box fiend, dude.
I like going to the casino and doing the slots.
Yep.
I think it's fun. I don't like losing money, obviously, but it's like it's
It's the
definitely
little
something that's
rush, the little
it's a little rush. It's a
what's
little
gonna
rush.
happen?
Yeah,
What's gonna happen?
yeah. I loved like World of Warcraft, like kill a boss and you like get
Sure.
some loot,
I love
and it's like oh my
Diablo.
god, my item dropped. Like some of my most memorable gaming experiences are like killing like Kel'Thuzad and like Naxxramas, and I'm a rogue, and I get this like crazy ass like fist item, like the only fist item in the game that's viable because
Mm,
that's how bad fist items are. But this thing is so good that's the best in slot. It's called
sure.
like Cataclysm's End or something. It's this crazy like fist, these like fucking spinning blades on it,
Hmm.
and it's like so rare from the hardest boss. And it dropped, and I was like the raid leader, so I was like guaranteed like this is I'm gonna be like the first rogue on the server with this. Like man, that was like one of the coolest gaming experiences. I feel like with Dota, it's kind of similar to that. It's like, man, I got this crazy item. Like I got this item, then this item, then this item, and I was just fucking like completely huge. Or my team got this, and I did this crazy combo because I survived, like with the Helm of the Undying.
You know
Like,
what
there's
it
so many
is, man?
stories that can happen in Dota.
You know what it is, man? It's almost introduced a little bit of what makes battle royales so entertaining for people is because there's like this slightly random looting experience that changes how you have to play the game. Like if you drop in Apex or PUBG or Fortnite or something like that and you get like a sniper rifle, you're going to approach the game differently than if you get like a shotgun assault rifle combo. And like you have to switch your thinking up and switch how you approach fights and switch your positioning
Dude,
based off of just that stuff. And that's kind of now in Dota a little bit because
you might have figured it out. That honestly might be Ice Frog's inspiration because like that battle royales are just the most disruptive
Mhm.
genre of games that have happened since MOBAs, I guess. Like
Probably
it's so it's like there's this big fear right before this patch, like, oh man, is Dota just like getting old? Is Dota dying?
right.
Um, battle royales are like the new thing that people are playing. Now we're a battle royale, bitch. You know,
Yeah,
like
exactly. I mean, to be honest, I'm not going to lie. I think that the positional model of Dota is going to be fairly obsolete after this patch is over. Um,
I
because
agree.
I really, really just don't see the game continuing to force people to have like significantly more supportive, like less net worth. Just like it's gonna instead, it's pretty much like, oh, somebody notices that there's no wards on the map. Cool, you just get them and you put them on the map.
I
And
think I think it's unacceptable. Like I think the terminology I want to use, like I think it's legitimately unacceptable right now for cores to not buy their own words.
yeah,
Like I think if you're a position 5 and you're buying words, that's probably bad because
yeah,
I'm the core. I know what I need for my game to be good. You don't know my hero. It's my job to be an expert at the heroes that I'm playing
yep,
because I'm the core player. You're the support. You need to know how to enable me. I don't need to know that. You need to know how to press your spells and win team fights. I don't need to know that. I don't need to know how to play Winter Wyvern. I don't play that hero. You know, it's not in my subset of heroes that I play because Dota's this complicated game and we have these jobs to do.
yep.
So it's like, why the fuck would I expect a support to ward now? There's no excuse for it, right? I just go place my own ward. Um,
Yeah, before it was like as a support, you're trying to guess where the wards are most important for your teammates, and then if they don't
right.
play there, it's like, okay, well, we just wasted all of my
The
gold because we're not
only
even using them. You know?
the only argument that I could see is like that I don't think it should necessarily be the position 5 that's placing these sorts of wards that I'm about to reference, but like wards that need to be in areas that you don't want to leave as a core.
Hmm.
So okay, let's say you're like, I'm an offlaner and I'm just sitting in the bot lane, right? I don't want to leave that area because I'm applying pressure. The moment I leave, maybe they take my tower, maybe they get in position and I can't get the outpost, something like that. Um, so I want my support to go do it. But that doesn't have to be a 5. That could be my mid who wants to roam. That
Yep.
could be my position 4. Most likely the position 4 because that role likes to roam. So that's the best role for placing wards then because you're already out on the map. Maybe it's my pause 5 who's smoking. Maybe it's me. Maybe I can dip away for just a second and place like a high ground ward somewhere. But I think having like a position 5 do it is just wrong. But it's going to be somebody. It's going to be somebody, but it
Yep.
just depends on what the heroes want to do in the game. Once again, going to back to like what jobs heroes want to do rather than like what is your role in Dota. It's like what does your hero do already? And okay, let's give you as many jobs as possible that like complement that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I really am just I'm having so much fun playing anything right now because it feels like it's more about whether I am playing well than whether my team is like playing their role correctly because it's so nuts and you can have so much impact if you get the right items and if you're the one who's pushing the lanes and if you're the one who's like, you know, getting the outposts and making sure that your team has a good game. Sometimes your teammates will ruin, but it just kind of feels like every position can have impact if you play good Dota, which is nice.
I agree. I agree. Anyway, we're both clearly very excited about the patch.
Yeah.
Um, I was definitely hyped for it. I guess on a final, I was definitely hyped for it because I want Dota to succeed because I've invested so much time into the game. I think that's always an element for people is you feel like you don't want a game to die because I felt the same way about World of Warcraft and about RuneScape. It's like I played it. It was my thing. I don't want my thing to die because it's part of my identity at this point is
Totally.
the game that I'm playing. But with that being said, fuck man, I'm having so much fun. Like I feel like a kid in a candy shop. You know, I'm having so much fun with this patch.
I know.
And
Me too.
I really hope, like I have high hopes that it's not just going to last like a week and then I'm going to be bored of it. Um, it still feels like there's so much stuff that I haven't experienced in the patch, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I think they just need to make sure that it doesn't turn into like massive death ball. I think.
Yeah, that'd be pretty lame.
Um
That's always. All right, Shadow Trader.
yep. I saw, and as we get into this replay, I also want to address the question which I saw, which is, what is your verdict on Void Spirit? Do you have an opinion on the hero at the moment?
My opinion on the hero is that he does a lot of magic damage. I believe he's like very similar to Ember Spirit, which makes sense. I think it's good. I think it's a good hero. I don't think it's like insanely broken, but I think it's really good. I think it's a great mid laner,
Okay.
and maybe pause 4.
I think, yeah, I think it's a really, really good position for or off laner and a pretty good mid. But I haven't played it mid. I've only played it in the off lane and as a 4.
Yeah.
And those two are fairly interchangeable to some extent. But I agree. He's very much like Ember Spirit, where he just does a bunch of damage by existing, and he's kind of hard to kill because he's very like zip around the fights and hard to keep track of, and he just like does damage through using his spells to move around. So he's like he exists pretty easily in these fights without dying a bunch. You just kind of go like defensive items and like mono regen items and like utility items. Kind of like how Ember Spirit would, go Yules and drums
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Maelstrom and do a bunch of damage anyway.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's like that as well. Like you just build veils and these random things, and you scale just because your spells do probably too much damage and they're on a
Yes.
low enough cooldown.
Yeah, they definitely do too much damage. I will admit that I'm spamming the hero as much as I can, and uh, he feels a little bit too strong, just because of how much mobility and damage he does.
Yeah, I mean he's just like Ember Spirit, a little
Yeah,
bit too strong.
yeah, agreed.
I think all the spirits are in a very good place right now. All right, Void Spirit. Speak of the devil. All right, I'll read what Shadow Trader says about this one. I don't think we need to do the MMR guessing one this week because it's not
Sure.
going to be possible.
Yeah.
This is a win, and I know the rules. I was Void Spirit. I think my decision making in the mid game was absolutely fucking terrible, even though it looked like I stomped about my items. I think Yules and Halberd were pretty decent. Want to know how I could have itemized better. Also, I asked my troll to very nicely stop jungling and get waves, etc., and get a silver edge for Enchantress. But I don't know why it took him like 6 to 7 minutes to change quick buy and stuff. This is only my third game on the hero, so my spell casting isn't exactly good. I'm 3-0 on this hero. Ignore the small mouse glitches at 4 to 5 minutes. This message looked very long, but if Donnie still remembers my other messages, he would know this is still below the average length. Classic Shadow Trader.
Shadow Trader, I love you, dude. Keep it up. Yeah, I just played a game with Yule's Halberd on this hero, and it felt amazing. It felt so good. Yule's is really good. I think it might be the most core item on this hero as sort of like your first major item after like small stats and boots. Because it lets you set up like Mirana. You Yules them, then you put your little spirit out, then they drop, and then they're stunned, and then you use your W, and then you use your Q to finish them off. It's like, it feels so good.
Holy shit, Clinks just ate the range creep, man. What am I watching?
What? Oh shit,
What
he
am I
totally
watching?
can. Wait, did he eat the
Yeah,
enemy range creep?
he did.
Can you eat your own range creep?
I don't think so. I think
Okay,
it's an
enemy
enemy.
unit.
Yeah.
That seems pretty good actually. Just
Yeah. Seems
guaranteeing
good.
yourself the range creep and then getting bonus damage.
So that spell does damage, right? Gives you like a physical absorb shield. How
Yes,
much mana does it cost? 90.
90.
I guess I would only be a little cautious using it just because like your creeps are under your tower, so I don't see why you need to like protect yourself. I would
Yes.
say like here using it there would be pretty cool when you're like diving and looking to like get denies,
Yeah.
something like that.
The way that I look at these two spells, I've been starting with Aether Remnant first because it does the most damage for the least amount of mana, so you can secure range creeps with it. So I use this to snipe range creeps, and then you level up Resonant Pulse as your first maxed skill. So you should have this maxed by level 7 because it does. It's really good for clearing waves with your ultimate. And then you go Dissimulate second. This is like utility unless you have to catch people. I think.
Yeah, it doesn't scale that well, honestly, other than like the damage is scaling pretty decently, but
Yeah, it's definitely a 1 point
jeez,
thing.
0.2 stun duration? Really?
Right. It's not very good.
Come on. Is Viper good this patch? Says Blitz. Yes, I believe so. I believe Viper is quite fantastic. So kind of spamming that ability, sending out the Basilius.
Yeah,
What does Basilius do now? It's mana. It's his mana regen aura
yeah.
and attributes.
I think I might prefer going bottle as a mid, maybe. But
Well, the runes
Bassie's
are so close to you. I agree. I think my take on this, which probably 2 to 3 weeks from now, every single thing Donnie and I say will be obsolete. But so take this with a grain of salt. But my take on this is like I see your hero as having ways to push the wave,
Mhm.
and I don't think Clinks can outpush you at all. So I think you can just press your E ability and like push the wave and get every rune, like
Yep.
as you just did, like as is
Exactly like
happening
that.
in this game.
Yep.
So I think a bottle, would be really good to get. Um,
Yeah.
I think bottle's really good right now too, just because you can TP to shrines and you can or to the outposts
Right.
and you can get like a trusty shovel and
Exactly.
dig up bounties. It's
Honestly,
ridiculous.
that plus bottle alone might make bottle viable.
I legitimately think that like the most important place to be at on the map at the 5 minute marks is like the outpost bounties because like a bounty, which already people put an insane amount of value into them,
Mhm.
and then an outpost as well. And it's like I actually think you just sack the other bounties. Like if you can get both outposts, you just get those instead.
Also, it's just like if you think about it, if you're in control of the outpost, there is no better place on the entire map to take a fight because you have flying vision and the other team is in the trees. So there's
Which
no
is why you want to like smoke and take the outpost first, which by the way you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think fighting for the outpost bounties is probably the most game-winning thing you can do right now just because if you have the outpost beforehand. Okay, so once you get level 6, you should definitely just start trying to kill people because your gap close is ridiculous. I would probably think about sending myself out 1 dust so that I can kill this guy.
Definitely.
When I send out my bottle. And then as far as your spell usage, what you want to do, you got the kill here, but
I did go for a bottle. Cool.
yeah. What I would do here is you want to zip at him with your astral step and then use the slow off of that to set up your Aether Remnant, which then stuns, which sets up for your Dissimulate, and then you use your Resonant Pulse as a finisher because it hits the widest range, aside from your Astral Step. So, like, that combo will get you kills if you have, all 4 of those abilities up and enough mana to cast them on most people.
Sounds about right. I have literally 0 games with this hero, so I have nothing to add.
But yeah,
Double damage, get the go jungle.
nice
Get
mango
some
tree.
planted the mango tree. I would love to see you placing the mango tree for vision somewhere, like on one of your high grounds.
Yeah, or even up here. Like if you're trying to
Well,
play
it's
aggressive
just
bottom
that
or something like that,
then you're giving the enemy team like mangoes in their own jungle, which kind of sucks.
that is true. Yeah, maybe here on the rune since you
It's
want to play
it's a
that way.
weird one. Yeah, it's a really weird one. It's such a weird item actually.
Yeah.
Do you believe Viper players need to adjust their builds to account for IAS in the first 2 item slots? I actually don't even know what changed with Viper. I just know people are playing it, and it seems strong.
What's IAS?
Instant attack speed? I don't know. All right, Cosmic.
I don't know.
What does that
What
mean?
you talking about, son?
Vlad's? What do you think of Vlad's on this hero, Donnie?
I like it actually. I don't know if I'd do it as a mid, but I like it as a 3. I think that going auras on this hero is really good just because, like we said, he kind of just exists in the fight. He's hard to get rid of, so you're just applying all these auras to your teammates the whole time. Plus, Astral Step will lifesteal with Vlad's. It's kind of like a mini Mars Vlad's hit to some extent.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So I like Vlad's on this hero quite a bit. But I really think that if you're going to play this hero mid, the build is to go probably like 2 Null Talismans into a Yule's and then get maybe something like a Yashikaya or even just further utility depending on how the game's going. I think you could potentially go for an Atos, but I think Yule's is just better. And then I would almost say that Bloodstone could be good on him mid, because
Let me tell you. I played against like a rank 50 that's spamming this hero. He went for Yule's Veil, Bloodstone,
yeah, that sounds
Blink,
really good.
Phase Boots.
Yeah, if you if you have Yules and Dissimulate, then you get 4 seconds of invincibility, because you can just instantly Dissimulate out of a Yules, and then you can blink out of that, so it's like impossible to kill you.
That's true. That's pretty annoying. It's like a phase shift.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Okay, let's go to the mid game. You
Let me check the order. So he went Buckler, Bassie, Veil, Kaya, Yules, Bloodstone, the Kaya, and then Blink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. That seems pretty good. Is he playing at mid, the rank 50 guy?
Mid, yeah, he's playing mid.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
So.
That's kind of actually what Shadow Trader went. I think that instead of Shadow Trader went the Buckler Bassie, he went Buckler Bassie and then Bottle. I think I would prefer, if I was nitpicking, just go Buckler Bottle, because it serves the same purpose as the Bassie, and then if you want to finish the Vlads, you can do that.
Yeah. Look at all the mangoes. This game's a joke.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the only thing I don't really like about your build right now is, number one, you just have an Imp Claw sitting in your backpack. Give that to your Troll or your Void, or put it in your own inventory. Instead of your mangoes.
I don't think it's I don't think it's that good on this hero anyway.
I don't either.
I really you're a spellcaster. I really think you need to give that to somebody else. That's probably one of my biggest criticisms from watching people play this patch so far.
Yep.
Is that people just so greedily like hoard items, and it's so useless. You're literally sitting on like thousands of net worth.
Yep.
That could be on some other hero. I saw a Luna, a carry Luna, hold the Philosopher's Stone the other day. Just
like,
losing
why?
the game.
Why?
No points in Eclipse. Just farming jungle with the Philosopher's Stone in her inventory while she lost. And it's like, man, that is the most Dota 2 attitude with the game. To just like, ooh, I got an item. I'm not giving this to anybody else. It's like, buddy, it takes minus 35 damage. Like, you lose damage with it. You realize you're a carry. Like, give it to your Crystal Maiden. Like, what are you doing? You know, so I think this is semi-similar. It's like you have an item and you kind of want it because it's like cool to have items, but this is just a dog shit item on your hero, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It would be so much more value on like a Void.
Yep. Really good on a Void. Okay, so he did finally give it to his Troll.
Okay, yeah, I see.
So I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think you're playing quite well, Shadow Trader. Like, you're doing a lot of stuff correctly. So I'm not surprised that you stomped this game. You're just doing it a little bit slower than I would personally prefer. But you know,
I've been sending stuff back to base and putting it on other people's couriers. That's what I've been doing.
Nice. Yeah, you can also just drop it in the fountain and let them kind of go through it like it's a shop. It's like a free shop.
Yeah. I just let people know. Like, hey, I have this item. I think it's really good on you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like I said, you get like a Philosopher's Stone on a hero, or you're like a melee hero, you get like the attack range item, and it's just so useless to have like 2 to 3 minutes of this item that has value in the game to have no value just because like you're discussing who's going to get it or whatever. Like, the speed at which you give other people that you share these items is legitimately important, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because on certain heroes, these items are worthless, but on other heroes, they're incredibly valuable. So that value is not going to manifest itself as anything until you actually give it to the heroes. And Dota's all about speed. It's all about the pace at which you're playing the game. So I think that's a fair thing to be considered in the algorithm for fastness, in Dota.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Patch.
Totally agree. I don't have a whole lot to add to this replay. I think that your spellcasting looks pretty good. Your owning, your itemization is pretty good. I think in this game, I would probably consider maybe not getting this Vlad's because you're the mid, and just getting these items faster, and probably getting my Yules faster in particular. And then,
is that an offlane Void? He doesn't have Vlad's on Void?
Yeah, it's an offlane Void.
Oh, he's got some wild items. Holy shit.
Clumsy net on Void sounds like potentially the worst pairing I can imagine right now because you root
It's
yourself.
pretty terrible.
This is a dank
Troll's
ass troll
huge.
build.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Troll's
dude.
huge.
Paladin
Like
sword and Titan sliver.
he's just sitting on items too.
Yep.
Like this could be, oh man, like this imp claw is like possibly worth like 1 to 2,000 gold. Like this could just be on the silencer now, and the silencer does right clicks.
Right.
It could be on the whatever the fuck Void Spirit. Like Void Spirit has like a free slot. Like there are heroes that have free slots, like Null Talisman and in Bottle. Like this game is all about slot management now.
Yep.
So
And
if you're
passing
just
stuff around.
yeah, if you're like team slot management,
Right.
and if you're managing your slots poorly as a team, it's gonna be awful. Like it's gonna be terrible.
How do you feel about Bloodstone Enchantress?
I feel like it's awful, and I don't understand. I have no idea why you do that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to make much sense. All right, cool. Well, that's legit. I want to just show the combo that I was talking about. I think that this is like the correct way to use his skills right now. In most fights, or at least for...
All right, I'm gonna go get a refill on tea while you're doing this.
Sounds good.
Hey, get your hands off my tea.
Oops, I need to add Yules in here. Why is this not updated? I thought I saved it. Anyway, I think you initiate like this, you slow them, then you Yules them, then you throw your little dude, and then you go like this, and then you blow them up, and then you explode on them, and you slice them again, and then you've done like 2,500 damage, and everybody dies. So I think that's the good combo on this hero. Go slice, the slow pops, you Yules, you throw this, you go boom, I'm gonna explode on you, whoop you, and then you slice again. And they say, that hurt, dude, and then you can slice them again if you want. Why Yules, not Atos? So I just think that Yules does the exact same thing that Atos does in this hero. So like if I were to get an Atos, then I can initiate from long range and then come in and be like, psh, right? Or I can Atos from long range, and then I can throw my remnant, and then I can pull him in, and then I can explode and do this. So I think Atos does the same thing, but Yules also gives you the save potential, which is super good, because if you're Yules, like let's say this guy, you know, they go on me, then I can Yules myself, and then I can just spam W and just immediately disappear, appear over here, and then I'm out. Whereas if you get jumped on with Atos, then you just are stuck there. You can't really escape. So, you know, if you're trying to catch people, you essentially have the same thing as Atos, which is this range. I can Atos him, or I can be here and I can zip forward and then Yules him and then catch him this way. So it's like the exact same job is being done by the item, except you also have a defensive component, which just makes it a better item in my opinion.
What's stunned? What's stunning? Does the W stun?
His talent at level 25.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
3 seconds?
AoE stun, yep. It's good stuff.
Is this a fucking joke? Wait, crit. What was that?
That's his Astral Step. It does a crit.
It does 250 to your normal damage, or what?
Wait, why is it critting? Oh, it's because it's the 25 talent, 200%.
Oh, 200% crit. I see.
Yeah. Also, if you want to farm fast, you just go like this and kill waves instantly, so you can farm pretty quickly on this hero.
Cool.
I think Radiance is potentially okay on him as a mid, I suppose, just for the same reason that's good on Ember Spirit. But I kind of just prefer going for like super utility and yay, you're slowed.
The typical magic damage core items: Radiance, Shiva's, Yule's, Veil,
Exactly.
Kaya and Yasha.
Yep, 100%.
Yep. Cool hero though, really cool hero.
He's really fun. He feels good to kind of be in like a flow of like comboing your abilities together. Like the cooldowns are such that you can feel like you're constantly in motion, sort of like Ember Spirit, which is fun.
Dude, the new Snapfire feels really fun. Like the buffs to her.
Dude, I haven't actually played this hero in a game yet. I need to.
She's strength.
Yeah. She's so good against Coddle, dude. You just Lil Shredder the disco ball instantly.
Yeah. Undying as well. The only complaint I have about this hero is, in my opinion, when she's doing her ultimate, I think you should be able to use the other spells because like I was playing this hero on my like 6K Smurf,
Hmm.
and I was building to like use the little shredder, just like Zai does. Like I went for like Mjolnir and like Daedalus, like Bloodthorn, Nullifier,
Hmm.
and went for the little shredder talent just to do damage. So I'd like walk into a fight, right? But then I'd cast all my abilities, and I wouldn't be able to get my ultimate off because if I cast my ultimate, then I'm not like doing my other abilities.
Right.
But the ultimate like lasts so long that it's like you're choosing between one or the other. But the ultimate's like the most fun ability, and it's also got a 90-second cooldown. So if you're not using it for team fights,
What's
what
the
are you
point?
using it? What are you using it for?
Yeah,
With an
totally.
with a 90-second cooldown. So like you have to use the ultimate in fights, but then what's the build? Like how can you build to be like right clicker if you're not even like you have to choose between like two things in a fight where I'd rather be able to do all of it because they don't combo together. So I thought it made sense. Like
Yeah.
if your little guy is spitting flames, like why does she need to not like couldn't she shoot the shotgun off while that's happening or shoot the gun? Like
Yeah, you
I
would
think
think so.
just make her stationary and let her do like the other abilities, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking because it felt clunky in that way where it's like I'd show up to a fight, it's like, okay, like I want to walk in to press my spells, but I can't but then I can't use my ultimate. Like that sucks. That feels bad.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I can you use like Force Staff or anything? Or does that cancel your ultimate? Probably
Okay,
cancels
so
it, right?
Baron says you don't build into a right clicker then. But then if you don't build into a right clicker, your little shredder it
It's
feels like really
useless.
really useless. That's the problem, and you're still not using like your Q to set anything up in fights. You're like not using your cookie because like you walk into a fight and you're just always using the ultimate. That's it.
Yep.
So that feels pretty bad.
Also,
Um,
the fact that she slows towers attack speed is absolutely bananas.
I love the abilities, actually. I love the abilities and I love the character. Like, she's so fun to play. She's satisfying. You shoot the shotgun, it's like point blank range. Like, they go flying. It's like, like, it's cool as shit, man.
Right.
But it's just the execution in team fights. It feels like none of the abilities really combo together. They're just all like it's like um a really well designed character, but like mechanically, I don't see how the abilities really pair into each other at all. Um,
Right.
but they're all very satisfying individually to use is the thing, especially the ultimate. For fuck's sakes, it's so
It's
fun.
so cool,
It's
dude.
so fun to
You're
use.
a siege tank, man. You're literally a siege tank. You just blow people up. It's so cool.
It's really cool. All I think needs to change with her is that you just need to make it so that while she's ulting, she can cast her spells. That's it, and
I think she'd be
she's good.
really overpowered if you could do
Okay,
that,
then
though.
nerf it. Then nerf the other abilities. Like
Mm.
I'd rather a hero like have nerfed abilities and not feel clunky than like feeling clunky. You
Yeah.
know?
I don't know if she should be able to jump while she's ulting.
I think it's cool to be able to jump while ulting because like you can change your facing direction, right? But you
Yeah.
like can't move your hero. So you could use the jump to like reposition or to like save yourself.
Hmm.
I think like if you want to nerf it, nerf like the duration on it or something. But I think it's something that actually allows the abilities to combo together, right? Because like if you're ulting and you want to protect yourself, you can use your Q to protect yourself. You can use your W to protect yourself. The little shredder, not really so much. I mean, I guess it does the slow, but
Right.
like the whole thing is like the ultimate. You use the ultimate and you want to like protect yourself while you get it off. Like, why not let her do that? Like, make her abilities feel like they're actually uh, pairing together. Because
Yeah.
like, how do they pair together right now? Why would you have a hero that doesn't have any pairings of the abilities that do anything like that interesting? You know,
Sure.
but I think that would all be solved by just making it so that she can do her stuff during the ultimate.
Yeah. I think the design behind her right now is like I think Little Shredder is the one that makes the least sense of her abilities to me. Just because like the Scatter Blast is nice because it slows people, which allows you to land your stun or your kisses potentially. It also like allows you to kind of like
You
stop people in
can't
their tracks, and then uh,
you can't land the kisses off of the scatter blast. There's no way. Or honestly, like it's hard to land the stun off of the scatter blast too because the scatter blast it's in like such a small cone,
mm,
and then as well as like it's only a 1 second slow. So so it's actually really hard to that ability can be really fun if you have good heroes for it. But
Yeah, like doing that on an Ursa or somebody with a stun trying to jump them
yeah,
in.
yeah. Um please cut your hair, Jenkins. Why do people say that? Why are people obsessed with other people's hair?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't understand that. Anyway, I just think that there's a lot of potential for this hero, and I think Pangolier was really similar at the start,
Hmm.
where there was stuff with him that just felt really clunky, but there was so much hope in the hero.
Yep.
And then they changed it, and it's one of the most fun heroes to play in Dota now. Like when they changed it so that his jump like let him jump over cliffs,
Yep.
and so that they when they changed it so that he could the ultimate, like if you canceled the wind up for it, it didn't like just cancel the whole ultimate and put it on cooldown. Like
Yep.
that made him a lot. Made him so much more fun to play.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, this hero obviously has a lot of potential. Like the design of it is super cool. They just need to make the synergy or like something about her abilities a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah. There's like quite a few possibilities for where they could go with it, but we'll see. I think it's going to end up being like an incredibly fun hero, or incredibly good and fun hero.
Hmm.
I see this as like the new Pangolier.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I mean, well, we don't really have any other replays to do. Do you want to do one of yours, or should we just call it
Sure.
and go play some games?
Up to you. What do you guys think? You guys want to look at one of my replays? It's gonna be a delay. I don't know what I was expecting. Asking that, like immediately expecting a response.
Crickets. What do you think
We
about the
could.
new tree, by the way?
I think it's dog shit.
Yeah, I think they killed my boy, and I'm really sad about it.
Do you wanna look at let's see. Games have been weird. I have like an Enigma replay where we countered Lifestealer. Maybe that's interesting to people. Is like how to play against the Lifestealer combo.
The second to last game.
Yeah. We could watch a replay that I lost as well. I'm fine with that. If you want.
Oh, nice. Enigma with Snapfire. Did you guys ever pull that combo off?
No.
Sounds
No.
pretty disgusting.
Do you want to look at a loss or do you want to look at a All right, let's have a vote. Okay. Press 1 in chat if you want to look at a win, and press 2 in chat if you want to look at a loss. And we'll tally it up. 2 is loss, 1 is win.
By the way, to the guy that said Dota is dying, why do you even watch our videos? Like,
Damn, this is like dead even. All right, 2 2 2 2. Did I say 2 is loss?
yes?
Okay, 2 is Brian 69. Nice one, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, you tell him.
Sex position. That's for sex. All right, let's go. Let's go. We'll do a loss. Let me think of an interesting loss because
Okay.
do oh god, this is gonna be embarrassing. Let's see. You could pick the Razor or the Lone Druid game on my profile. You can go to either one of those.
Okay. Which one do you prefer?
Up to you. I'll let you choose. I'm kind of biased. Obviously.
Let's do Razor, because this hero feels super good.
Yeah.
Oh, surprise, surprise, you're against a Lone Druid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pango.
4 and 10.
Yeah, your
This is a
team
rough
looks
one.
like garbage. Clockwork Abaddon into your supports? That doesn't seem very good.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is I suppose this is why people probably didn't submit too many replays this session, because people are experimenting so much. It's like games are so weird. Games are so weird right now that it's hard to judge like why you won or lost.
Josh, dude, shut up. My mom is next to me.
Yeah, 69 is a 6 position.
Funny, she's next to me too. Nice one, Anonymous. Oh man, we got some good chatters tonight.
Oh yeah. The only people that are not spending time with their family on Thanksgiving.
The fucking 69 420 memers.
Yep.
All right, we watching me or we watching the storm there, Don boy?
We're watching you. 8 tangos, 4 branches, salve. All right.
Okay, so my thought process here was that I could pool tangos to my clockwork, who I knew was starting boots.
Okay.
In
You're in a party
retrospect,
with him, so that
yeah.
makes sense.
So what I've learned since the patch, I think I would probably go for like a ring of protection here.
Mhm.
Maybe even like another smaller item instead of like so many tangos. I do think you need like a salve and 6 tangos.
Mhm.
I still think that.
Yeah,
I think that like the courier's too slow. You can't use it. You cannot use it to send out anything other than like a big item at like level 3 or 4.
Yeah, I also think it's kind of dangerous to use it at like level 1 or 2. It's like almost guaranteed to get sniped because it's
Yeah,
so slow.
if the enemy team isn't bad, that like they're gonna kill your courier.
Yep.
So that's like my take so far is that like I've not had good experiences using the courier, so I'm not using it.
Yeah.
I've played with Ray, and I swear to God, Ray loses like 3 couriers every game because he just ferries out so much. He's so used to being like a spoilt mid player.
Right. Nice. Go for the little Iron Branch play, but you're too slow because Drow is annoying.
Yeah, they also had a Orb of Venom.
Oh,
I wasn't expecting the Pango to be there, and we were pretty sure that with like the Razor Suck and with the Clockwork Q that we could probably kill like the Drow or the Bane. But I believe the Bane walked out first, which is just like good positioning from him. Like that's just kind of an outplay where they send like the tanky beefy hero first.
Right.
So we go on him and it like doesn't result in a kill. My excuse for that is that I have like no concept of how much damage the W does right now because of the changed like stats on it.
Yeah.
So I did think that it was going to do a little bit more. That like even if I died, we would trade for the kill.
Also, to be fair, you are against the Bane God himself, IX Mike 88. So
yeah, it's a hard one.
Not surprising.
So I just sucked him there in that situation because like I wanted to get damage for like denies and last hits.
Yeah.
That's all. I wasn't trying to like get any kills or anything. I wanted to get like a range creep deny, but I think like my Clockwork got it. Which is
that makes sense. I mean, that's just standard Razor stuff. You try and get damage early on so you can win the wave.
Yeah. Holding my I was holding my auto attack to get the range deny, and he was communicating with me that he was going to stun the Bane so he couldn't get the range.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying desperately to like pull the creeps off here, but it's hard against 2 ranged heroes. I really wanted to like pull the creeps back.
Mm-hmm.
I think a big problem here is that I believe they blocked the hard camp and we have no sentry. So like not having the lane pulled back with Razor Clock has been like
really bad. Yeah.
Really, really bad. So we need to like send out a sentry, I think, or when like one of us dies, which I already died, like bring a sentry, because not having this camp in like this aggressive lane versus Drow is really bad.
Yeah, it makes it so you can't actually play your heroes the way you want to.
Yeah, like my last hits and denies aren't bad right now. Like 3 denies is pretty good, but I think this lane should be going like significantly better.
Right, you should be able to kill the Drow almost like at will.
Yeah, like the Bane should be suiciding for the Drow to stay alive.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think we blocked their camp.
Looks like it.
So.
Let's see, yeah. Oh.
Okay, he was just body blocking the hard camp, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, 2 minutes in, like it could have been pulled back several times if it wasn't blocked.
If it wasn't body blocked, but I think it was.
Jenkins, you just ran over to the side shop to buy your boots out of habit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been doing that. I like run over and I'm like, where's my TPs? Oh no, I don't have any TP scrolls.
I was trying really hard to get this creep here because like that's like the differentiating factor in a lane is like who gets these big last hits.
Hell yeah, and they might drop an item. That's like the best part is that those creeps.
Not at 3 minutes.
Oh, that's true. But
they start at 5. Now I get my boots. I think I don't know. Maybe I should have pulled the melee creep back so the lane would push out sooner, but I really didn't want my courier to die. That was a weird situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to be so careful with the couriers, especially against ranged heroes.
Yeah. But I mean, this isn't bad so far. I mean, we're like winning this lane. He has 4 denies. I have 6.
Yep.
So I think it could be going better, but this is pretty okay.
Yeah, I agree.
What do I think of Ricky? I think Ricky is probably good because he can steal people's items and because he snipes couriers. I think Ricky is good.
When did you go for your unstable current in this lane, or storm surge rather? Storm surge.
I went for it at level 4,
Mhm.
and if I were to play this game again, I would not level it.
Really?
I would go like 4. I probably would go like 3-2, and then start leveling it after I get 1 point in the ulti, because I feel like there's this period where I wasn't fighting. I was farming, but I didn't have the levels in my queue to farm that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like trying to use the ultimate, and it felt really bad. Like there wasn't heroes that I could use the W on because I first picked this hero. That's number one. My number one problem is I first picked this hero, which resulted in them picking 4 ranged heroes and a fucking Pangolier. Like
right.
These heroes are good against Razor. Drow can push you away. Bane just sleeps you.
Yep.
Necrophos has physical immunity. Londred has fear. Pango uses his Q. Like I picked this hero first, and I lost the game. I deserve to lose this. Like I wasn't picking it because it's like, oh, I don't care if I get countered. My team was gonna lose gold, so I just basically next time I pick this, I need to just lose the gold because like if I'm against a couple of melee heroes, the game is so much easier.
Sure.
Than this shit.
I was just wondering if you would consider leveling it because you have 2 heroes that want to just run at them. So that kind of enables you, but it's only 4%, so I guess it doesn't really actually help that much.
It's not that good. I mean, you can just get items that give you like the same movement speed at this point.
Right,
honestly.
like a windlace or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. The double windlace. Nice.
Yeah, well, I had the tranquils on the ground there, so.
Right.
Yeah, I should have gone for a second point in the queue at this point to like shove lane and to farm. I think this was a mistake. I think I should be like 3-2-0, and then I would have so much more impact in this game because I would be able to farm with this lead. Because I think there's a point where like I can't be down here anymore, and I need to be hitting like jungle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like
it's getting pretty soon.
like now.
Yeah, especially with your clock kind of roaming. It's a lot harder to be down here.
I mean, he wants to roam too, though, is the thing. It's like there are good heroes to roam on.
Right.
So like he saves me, but I don't know. This isn't fucking good.
Right.
Oh my god, that felt so bad.
You're not a hero that wants to have to play like a puss, and you kind of do in this lane right now. So
yeah, this is like where it started going south. Was that he left and I didn't have the build to go in like jungle.
That makes sense.
That's the problem with going like W on Razor is that you're building like to lane. So if your guy leaves the lane and you can't be there, like you don't have any choice. You don't have any options of like what to do.
Yeah, I feel like most people I see, they always get 2 in static link, but then it's max plasma field next.
Yeah. I think that's possibly. I think that's still. You possibly might want to go your W max if you're like fighting a lot. Because like it's really good for fighting. It used to kind of just be good for laning, and then Q was good for fighting. But now like because of this, it's your W is good for fighting still, or your W is good for fighting now. But it's terrible for farming, and your Q is good. Your Q is good for fighting anyway, right? So like, if you're not sure, you may as well just bank on the fact that you're probably going to be farming a little bit. Right. And your Q's good for fighting anyway. That's like my take on it now, is that I definitely should not have maxes. However, I do believe that the build is you max your W before maxing your passive.
Oh, for sure. I was saying that most people I've seen have gone 2 points in static link, which is the W, and then 4 points in plasma field. So it's usually like it's like 4-2-0, 4-2-1, something like that.
Yeah, no, this was the incorrect build, and it really fucked me actually. I mean, look at this. Like, how am I?
Yeah, you can't do anything, and now you can't.
What do I
farm
do
either
against these heroes? Yeah, so I go jungle, but it's like level 1 Q.
Yep.
I was really hoping to get an item here.
Rolling the dice, man.
Skeletons, yeah.
Yeah. Now that you have 6, you can actually farm.
Yeah,
nice.
which is pretty good. This was very counter synergy between our heroes.
It's like, I want to chase. Oh, can't chase.
It's like the hill is like literally blocked off. Very unfortunate. Yeah, I mean this game is pretty hard for me at this point because I fucked my build.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's a good point to mention. Like, okay, so you picked your hero first and you got counterpicked essentially by 4 heroes. However, that doesn't mean that your game is over. It just
I
means
can farm.
that you can farm, right? You just can't play aggressive Razor. You can play farming Razor and still have impact.
Which is still fine.
Right.
But if you build like this in a game where you're not just like countering all their heroes,
right,
and you can't farm them because they just get like a slight lead and your hero's not good against their heroes, you're just fucked.
Right, which is kind of what we've been seeing a lot in Pro Dota over like up until this new patch, which is that everybody was just sort of taking the safer route. It's like I could go this build and fight like Armlet, Deso, Lifestealer, or I could just go Midas Radiance and have farming.
Like you watch people play mid Tinker, they don't go max rockets and laser anymore.
Right.
Even if they're winning, they go March because you just get more farm than if you were to kill the enemy team 7 times in a row.
Exactly.
So, and then it makes it so that if you are having a bad game, it doesn't matter. You can still farm.
Right.
So yeah, that's my big take on this video is that like after this point, I'm just playing like poverty mode. I'm basically a support, and that's not why you would want to pick this hero.
Right. Cool.
So you can see that I kind of adjusted, but it's a little late. It's like there's 5 minutes that I could have been farming that I wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, check out that rank, Donnie. Look at that rank there. What is that?
That's good stuff. 86, 137 support. Nice one.
Well, support. That doesn't matter.
Ouch.
Nobody cares about support.
Ouch.
It's funny that they make like support and core MMR, and then they make support and core like possibly obsolete in the very next patch.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. I mean,
very, very interesting.
It's sort of Valve things, though, right? They probably had several people working on different parts. There's probably like part of their team that was doing the matchmaking stuff, because that's all like algorithms and stuff. And then Ice Frog was over in his mad scientist lab, like, look what I'm gonna do to the game. I'm gonna make it a battle royale.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4 replays, by the way, that were submitted.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. We'll cut it off after this point.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because we have been chatting for about 66 minutes now, so. Chalupa Batman says this game went entirely too long. I was a sniper and I was trying to help keep lanes pushed out as much as possible since the rest of the team wanted to farm. There are many times when I pushed out more than I should have or messed up in other ways. Just looking to find out how I could have improved my game given the playstyle of everyone else in the game. Okay.
You're the sniper. Okay. 2, 13, and 8 sniper. Ay chihuahua, sir. That is not ideal. By the way, Henry just messaged me and said, "Do you want to collab or party queue at some point this week?" The new patch. So
let's do it.
Let's do it.
My Smurf is at a behavior score hell. If I did it, you can do it, Donnie. And by I mean Ellie.
Well, Ellie's like the most mild-mannered person I've ever played Dota with, so.
That's true. She just played Turbo. Lots of Turbo.
Nice. Good job, Ellie.
Awkward. That's a good name. Is that 39 commends in the last 10 matches? Did I see that right?
Maybe so. Maybe so. All right. What are we playing mid sniper? Is that what's happening? Looks like it. How do you feel about the starting build?
Seems fine. I mean, usually you have pooled tangos, but alas, what can you do if your supports don't give you those?
Right.
That seems fine. Wow, you got 4 bounties against Alchemist? Jesus Christ.
Nice job. I would probably ask for a ward mid because you're against a melee hero, so being able to peep
You
them.
would what, Donnie? You would what? Excuse me?
I would buy myself a ward.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is sometimes the supports will just buy it. So I would ask to have a ward mid.
Bye. So the supports will waste the wards.
Yes.
You shouldn't even be able to pool wards anymore. Like that's so stupid. Like why can you pool wards at the start? It just encourages these dumb position 5s to like give a ward to the offlaner when the offlaner is like, dude, I don't need a ward. So then they go place it in some random ass like shitty position when mid needs a ward. Like 5s are actually ruining games right now with this ward shit that they're doing. Legitimately.
That's funny. How do you feel about going shrapnel second against a melee hero? I feel like you just go take aim and you just hit them more.
Yeah, I'd probably look to just beat his ass. I don't think you want to push the lane into him that much.
Yeah, like this is a lane where you'd love for him to have to sit in the middle of the river and you sit on the high ground and you just shoot him constantly.
On this hero, I like to do like a 2-2-2 build. Some people even skip the ultimate like until like level 8 or 9. But I'm a big sniper believer. I think that going for like carry sniper items is kind of dog. Like I think you can build into it later on into the game. I honestly think your first item that you want to get in this game is a spirit vessel.
Yeah,
And just like only alchemist.
I could get down with that. It's good against Kunkka, it's good against Tree, it's good against Alk, and it pairs really nicely with your massive amount of magic damage that you do. So I'm totally down with that. But yeah, I would say the main thing that I noticed in this first couple of minutes is that you're playing this as if you're playing against a hero that's stronger than you in lane, and you're not.
It's not an alchemist.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're stronger than the other hero in lane, then you need to absolutely murder them in lane. Like that's the whole purpose of having a winning lane matchup. It's not to just push the lane out easier. It's to make sure that they cannot farm the way they want to play. So I think that you're playing this like if you're against a Queen of Pain, exactly what you're doing, totally fine. But against an alchemist, like punish him for being an alchemist.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what Donnie's saying. Like playing like this can win you games, it can lose you games. And I think this is like one of those situations where it could be very, very game losing. Just because like this alchemist hero is completely worthless in the lane, but you're letting him be himself, you know?
Yep.
Which like he's just gonna push. Like look at his last hits and denies. He's keeping up with you, but
yeah,
I don't think he should. You should be running around like Alk's jungle and just trying to fuck him. He's so worthless.
Yeah, and that's why going, your kit is perfect for that. You can find him with shrapnel. You can like peep away from super far away.
Night vision too.
Itemization wise, how do you feel about getting something that has regen built into it or lifesteal because you're having to deal with this acid spray? Like, what would you go for?
I don't know. I think just send out like a couple tangos. I don't think you need to worry about it that much. Like you can just stand out of the thing while you're just standing on his hill. Like
right.
That's kind of like assuming you have to stand in the thing, but you don't have to stand in this thing. This hero has the longest range in Dota. You don't have to stand in anything.
It's true.
And he can't trade with you. Just stand out of it and hit him. Just stand on his hill. What is he gonna do? Alchemist you? Get more gold for last hitting you? Like he's not. He literally doesn't have any spells other than the thing that's on the ground that you just need to stand out of. Just go walk there, and then all he can do is trade with you. But he can't because you're sniper.
Right.
And you put the peep on him, and then he does 0. His attack is slowed by like a huge amount.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, what I see here is essentially just not really understanding the matchup, and then that's going to just lose you the game because you're giving a hero that should not have a game a free game, and that's just a recipe for losing the game.
I'm not convinced Alk is like a good hero right now, but like in the past, the way to shut down an Alk is not by taking his tower. It's not by staying in the lane and pushing him out of the lane. It's by like literally running after him in the jungle. Like you have to just run after him and stop him from farming, because if you're farming and he's farming, he's out farming you.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah. So you gotta hunt him. You really gotta hunt him.
Yeah.
But,
I almost like the idea of going something like Spear Vessel Shadowblade this game and just like running around after him.
Yeah, I don't mind at all like the going for like a hybrid build. If you go for like Spear Vessel, like Maelstrom, Shadowblade, that sort of thing. Like you just want to build like a mid laner, you know? Like this hero you can really consider it to be somewhat similar to like an Ember Spirit or like a Queen of Pain or Storm. Like Queen of Pain. She can go Yules. She can go Veil. She can go Ag. She can go Desolator. She can go anything. Like, you're a mid laner. You have other cores to do damage. You have other cores to stun. You just do whatever you think is best for the game because you have all of the experience and all of the farm.
Yep.
Like Earthshaker stuns, Jug does damage, Void Spirit does damage, Snapfire does damage. You don't need more damage. You need whatever item you need to stop the enemy heroes, which is a vessel.
Right.
And then maybe even some lockdown. Like Sheep on this hero is really good because of the cooldown reduction.
Yeah, you get it at level 10. That's insane, actually, that you'd have it so early. Yeah, I agree.
That's like the best talent in Dota, man.
It's nuts. It's so good.
It increases the speed at which your shrapnel comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Which is ridiculous.
Joshua Leach, we have both jumped directly into ranked.
Oh yeah.
That's just the only thing that makes us feel alive, so it's not like we could it's not like we could give it up to learn the patch.
Yeah. Addiction's a serious thing. Don't do drugs, children.
Anything else to add to this, or should we go to the next replay?
We can go to the next one. I think this is.
It's kind of hard to give more feedback when like the game is just being approached in an incorrect way. So it's an easy fix for you, but we just can't really give you feedback on the rest of the game.
Well, I think also just like it's a new patch, so
yeah,
if we can pull something from the replay, then we'll stick with that.
Oh wow, Souls is playing Techies.
Wow,
76-minute win.
Oh, and they won in 76 minutes. Shocker! What a shock!
Anybody actually want to watch this? Jenkins, do you think that Lifestealer support is OP? Question from chat.
I think it's literally the best hero in Dota right now.
Yeah.
It's like 2 tiers above any other hero.
I think Lifestealer support might be the worst thing that's ever been introduced to the game.
Yeah, I agree.
It actively encourages one person not to play Dota and just also auto wins their team the game.
I legitimately think it's I posted this in the title of the video, and I legitimately think it's the easiest MMR in the history of Dota.
Yeah.
Like, you could buy an account at 7k MMR, and you could play Lifestealer, and you could get inside a good player, and you will win.
Yep.
And you will have impact by doing nothing.
Yeah, it's because you just give them essentially like 6,000 or 7,000 extra net worth at 15 minutes into the game. So dumb.
It's not even remotely okay, honestly.
Yeah. So after watching your video, I was like, oh, this is stupid. I'm going to try it out. So I played it. I picked hard support. I told my team, hey, I first picked it. I said, hey, I'm picking position 5 Lifestealer. Pick a hero that wants to be hasted. You know what the very next pick was? Safe Lane Lycan. And the next pick after that, Nature's Prophet. Like, none of you wants to be hasted, you fucking assholes. Pick a hero like Phantom Assassin or Sven. Anybody else besides Lycan who's already fucking hasted.
You basically just have to pick the right heroes.
Yeah.
And you win. You just pick one of like 50 heroes and you win Dota.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Nice courier snipe. Why is this courier bringing out 1 clarity before the horn has started?
Dude, Yo-Yo Zoo is a dumbass. Like, legit, this guy should LeagueOfLegends.com/install.
What the fuck? That was so bad. Yeah, so just techie stuff, pew pew pew, definitely just secure the bounty runes with your mines. From what I've heard, Techies mines are just really dumb because you can just take an entire tower, like a third of a tower every time that they charge back up, which is 45 seconds.
7.23 Outlanders.
You get 3 charges of mines, dude. Have you played with the Techies yet?
Oh, and you can Okay, so you can place them all at once.
Yes.
But they're 100 mana each?
Yeah.
Expensive.
It is expensive.
Scepter also causes your mines cast range to be increased by 400. So the red mines
Yep. Even the
are
red
increased
mines.
by 400. Okay. That's pretty cool. I mean, for God's sakes, this hero's was good already.
This is actually kind of a fun combo. Void Spirit Techies, the pull into a mine.
Yeah.
I like it.
I still really don't like starting Q first. I think it's a really passive way of playing, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think
blast off
you
is
can
just better.
I think you just blast off and make the enemy team lose all of their regen. You just suicide and come back, and then bring your team items so
Yep.
that they don't have to use their shitty courier and get it killed.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like,
I've even seen techies starting with the suicide and like suiciding 2 or 3 times, or like, well, they suicide once before the lane starts, like literally at like minus 30 seconds into the game, and then they suicide again at the start of the lane, and they just like buy salves and just use the suicide for harass because there's a ridiculous amount of damage at level 1.
Yeah, I don't think that you should be going mines at level 1. It doesn't make any sense. Like, they got rid of suicide on Abaddon and Pudge because it was broken, and they didn't get rid of it on Techies. So you're the only hero in the game that has a free deny now, and you should definitely abuse that as much as possible.
I can't believe they removed rot denying on Pudge.
That's amazing. I'm so
No,
happy
it's
they did.
not.
I'm
No,
so
it's
happy
not
they did.
amazing.
So happy they did that.
I don't understand. Why would they do that?
Pick another hero besides Pudge.
I don't know how people can read that and think that Pudge is a better hero. I don't understand why there's Pudges in every game. Like, the hero is so much worse. So much worse.
Yes, that's true. Souls, what are you doing, man? You're playing so passively. You're just mining up your own secret shop. Why? Why not mine the trees? Am I wrong?
Yeah, Pudge has a minus 2% win rate since the patch. Snapfire has an 11% extra win rate since the buffs to her.
That's not surprising. It's also like day 2 of playing her, so people are getting better. But yeah, what do you think about this game, Jenkins? I kind of feel like he's just doing nothing as a Techies.
Quit being a bitch, man. You just did suicide and come back to life, and it costs nothing.
Like, why are you mining your why are you mining your secret shop exclusively? I don't understand.
Well, I mean,
why not mine the trees? Mine this area so they can't.
Oh, secret shop. I thought you were saying side shop, which isn't a thing anymore. Shit, yeah, I would say mining the outpost sounds pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, and also just if nothing else, jungle. Like, your hero has 3 charges now. Just jungle.
You know what I've seen like sick techies players do? Like top 50 techies players, and by top 50 I mean top 50 in the region, not that stupid Dota buff shit that everybody's like, I'm a top 100 this or that. Dude, right. there's like Archon players that are top 100 on Dota buff for hero.
Yeah, I know.
It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, top 50 techies player, this guy, he gets level 6 and then he smokes to the enemy triangle, places a ward, and starts like green mining the camps.
Oh
my
god, that's so
he'll
good.
like he'll put like red mines in like random trees and places, but he won't like block hills or anything with them because he like wants a carry. It's like walk into the camps and just die.
Yeah,
and it's so good because you're making the enemy triangle like inaccessible in a time where you're so strong that nobody can walk up and like contest you because you just suicide, or maybe you just run into red mines.
Right.
And yeah, like that idea, like denying the safest area of the map to farm from the enemy team easily and almost unstoppably is broken. And I think that you're going to see a lot of other techies players start doing that once that starts trickling down. So I would definitely recommend
totally
giving that a shot. Like, that shit is so good. It's just area of denial, except of the most important area of the map. This bot area, like if you have a good offlaner, you can put a couple mines down and like no enemy player can go down there. And all you need to do is mine up the triangle for like 5 minutes and then you leave. And then the enemy team can't play in the most good area of the map to play for them.
Right. So. And chances are they're already kind of being forced out of this lane because they're playing against a techies and an offlaner. So they want to go to the triangle soon, and then they can't go because they just die. So yeah, definitely like green mining like this camp, green mining this camp, and then maybe putting red mines like, okay, so if they blow up here and they're low, where else are they going to run? Probably like this way, because they don't want to run this way because it's too obvious. So maybe put like one mine here, one red mine here, one red mine here, and then they just die. That seems pretty good to me.
Sure.
All right, I'm just
Soul's around. Is Soul's even here? Soul's, you there?
skipping far ahead.
See in chat.
I mean, just basic techie stuff: Octarine, Ags, Yules, Bloodstone, Boots of Travel, Yawn. You're still in the bottom half of the map at 48 minutes. What's going on? Have you left the bottom side of the map once this entire game, sir? I'm not seeing a whole lot of mines on the top side of the map at all.
Dude, level 30 techies. This actually seems to be like... They're still the moving mines talent,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why aren't you moving the mines slowly towards their base? I'm pretty sure if you have the moving mines talent, you just go mid and just constantly send mines toward their base.
Oh, he's moving them over here.
Okay.
The booby trap. But yeah, dude, just keep spawning mines and just sending them into their towers.
That's what I see Alex doing, is he just puts all of the mines mid and just slowly sends them down mid. And then he plays Flight of the Valkyries. You know, that one.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I mean,
that shit is good.
Especially with 3 proximity mines, just put 3 of them every 45 seconds and just send them into these towers. Like, they do siege damage now. You might as well. Alright, we're going to go to the next one. Hockillionaire, first time on the patch. And the new hero.
New hero, which one?
Snapfire.
Oh, okay, I see. So Hockillionaire is grieving, essentially.
Snapfire 5.
Actually, I think Snapfire 5 is actually fine. This hero's really good.
Oops, I just went back into the game we were already in.
The hero's okay. Like the hero's pretty good. I really believe wholeheartedly those changes, the changes that I recommended, just because like
yeah,
I want the hero to be like the apex of fun, because the character is so fucking good. Like, it pisses me off that Void Spirit is a more fun hero than Snapfire to play, because he's so much more boring character-wise. Like, oh, I'm from the Void. I'm so dark and edgy. Cool, man. What are you, a 14-year-old fucking emo kid that listens to Blink-182? Really cool and edgy, man. Really cool shit. But Snapfire's just like Cookie Grandma. Like, that's so cool. She rides a lizard. She shoots you with a shotgun. Like,
yeah, she's a BA.
That's so cool.
She's a badass bitch.
She is a badass for sure. I love that she's this little grandma and she's a strength hero. It's so funny. She might be like one of the best character designs in all of Dota, legitimately.
Yeah.
I think her and like her backstory too, like a theme, like the desert kind of theme. Mm-hmm. So cool.
Yeah, I dig it.
So cool.
I dig it. All right, starting items. I don't know that I would start with your Blightstone. Blightstone Little Shredder. I feel like you should, if you're landing with a Leshrac, you should just go stun, because it gives you stun and a stun combo.
No.
No?
No way. No, you go Little Shredder. Look how much damage this shit does level 1, dude.
That's true.
What is it? 65 damage per. It does like 270 damage at level 1.
No, that's true. Okay, so would you go Blightstone then? You think that's fine, or would you replace that with a salve?
No, I definitely wouldn't go Blightstone. I think that's like 300 gold. It could be salves. It could be salves. It could be sentries to deward. I guess Hockillionaire is maybe sending the courier out, getting it sniped almost. Or that was Leshrac. No wonder he was like going over to defend it.
Okay, so in this lane, this is a really interesting thing to talk about for supports, I think. Who would you trade with in this lane? Would you trade with the SS or would you trade with the Legion?
Let's see. So you have a Leshrac. I think you probably look at the regen situation first. I'd check to see like who has regen. The little Shredder will allow you. I think if you don't trade with the Shadow Shaman, he will outtrade you eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you need to abuse the fact that you have more range than him. You can bully him a little bit and then get him low, and then you bully the Legion. Like, I think Shadow Shaman has to come first, because if you bully the Legion, while Shadow Shaman is hitting you, I think they're gonna trade better. Legion also heals.
Yep.
So yeah,
I agree with that.
Shaman just has to come first, man.
Yeah, I think it's almost always better just to bully the person out of lane who is really weak. Like if you have one person that's strong, one person that's weak in the lane, if you bully the second person out of lane, then you have a 2-on-1, and then the strong person isn't that strong. So
Hockey is either a noob or super high skill. That was a half pull.
yep.
I think you could do a full pull and then just do a pull through. Because like as you can see, like the lane isn't even like it's still pushing.
Yeah.
Because you guys went on them. Now your guy is dead. He'd rather be like in the tower.
Yeah, I agree. This is one of those lanes that I think can go real sideways really quick because
Leshrac is very hit or miss, I think.
Yeah, if Shaman Legion get a level or so advantage on you, then they can just fully dump on you. But if you guys get a level advantage, then you can probably dump on them. So I think it's really, really snowbally either way. Also, you need to send out some regen, my friend.
I would definitely consider going Cookie level 2, just because you have a Leshrac to set up for.
Yeah.
I
would agree.
The Q at level 1 is extremely inefficient. Look at the stats on it. 80 damage for 80 mana. That's bad. Well, I mean, compared to other Snapfire's other abilities.
Yep.
It's bad. It's the only reason you'd go for the stun is because
it's a stun.
Or sorry, yeah, you'd go for that spell because it's a stun.
Yep.
And the stun duration level 1 is actually quite good.
Yep. 1.6 seconds is really good, actually.
That's very good. And then the little shredder is like all the trading that you need. Unfortunately, the cooldown's kind of long, but the damage is insanely high for the mana cost.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually like unacceptable how much damage that does. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this lane is just getting harder and harder the longer it goes on, and so you need to.
I feel like Leshrac Snapfire should be able to beat a Legion Shaman.
Well, I think they do, but I think it gets a lot harder the later in the laning stage it gets. Like if you don't have a lead early, then the laning stage gets much harder. Is what I'm trying to say.
Sure, I think in general Leshrac is like that just because he's so squishy.
Right.
But anytime the enemy team comes into lane, you should be threatening them with kills. Like that's what that hero does best.
Yeah.
Also, okay, so you have a poor man shield. You definitely give that to Pudge. You definitely give that to Pudge.
Yeah.
You know what my theory is, by the way? If you're an offlaner, I'm like revealing all of my theories in this stream. I mean, we've been going for 2 hours, so good luck finding them to anybody who's like playing against me in qualifiers tomorrow. But my theory is that if you're an offlaner, you need to contest the enemy easy camp because it is the like single easiest way to farm items.
Agreed.
Like you can't just let the enemy like safe lane support pull and just get an item and then you fucking lose the lane because they have some ridiculous item.
Yep.
Like I think if you're winning, you need to walk over it and kill their easy camp or pull to it and then body block it or something like that. Because if you get one of those like camps where
like the 5 tiny creeps that are really weak.
Yeah, it's you just get an item from that. You're like
almost guaranteed. Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I completely agree. I was noticing that. I've been body blocking the small camp and just religiously pulling because I'm like, please give me an item from these big creeps. Let's go.
Yeah, I just noticed like I've been playing in these games with like, some rank like 50 player or whatever, and I'll see that they'll go over to that camp and just start farming it. And it's like because they're doing that, I have this idea. It's like, okay, if this guy's doing this, I know that like he's thought it. Like I'm stealing these theories kind of from how the enemies are playing. So I might be wrong, but it seems like other people are really valuing killing the easy camp. So I think as an offlaner, you need to value taking that away from them. Because I think you can. I think you can as an offlaner. It really, I mean, it's called the easy camp for a reason, right? It's an easy camp to kill. Really easy.
I was just thinking that a hero like Axe is probably really good because you can just cut the wave and then farm those camps as well.
Hey man, why do you think Axe has such a high win rate in this patch? He's like 60% win rate.
Does he really? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. How do you feel about the skill build on a 5 Snapfire?
I
I feel like you go more cookie because the mana doesn't increase. The cooldown decreases and the stun duration scales relatively okay.
Yeah, okay, you definitely don't go Little Shredder because like
Yeah.
Little Shredder is like exclusively for laning.
Yep.
It's just for trading. But after the first couple of levels as a plus 5, I don't think you need to. Your core should be able to do all the trading. That's the whole point. It's like supports are strong early, cores are strong later. It's like the same thing with like in my Razor replay where I should have not gone for the W. Why go for the W when it's a laning ability and I wanted to farm?
Yep.
Like you're leveling up a laning ability, but laning is over. It's well over. So I think you need to choose between either your Q because it does more damage and helps you clear waves, but maybe you have enough heroes to do that already. And if that's the case, then Fire Snap Cookie is really good because it's 2.5 second stun, and using it on like a Pudge or something is just beastly. It's
really good.
insane. Yeah, as a pause 5, you probably choose between like the Q or the W.
Yep.
Sometimes pause 5s do need to push out lanes. Like if you're a Winter Wyvern, like think of this hero.
Oh, for sure.
Almost like a Winter Wyvern, right? Wyvern maxes the Q. Is it because Wyvern like wants to farm and is a core? No. It's for pushing lanes. Sometimes supports need to do that.
Yeah.
You know, Wyvern's not like, oh, I'm a damage dealer. No, it's for killing creeps.
Yep.
Same thing with this hero's Q, I think. But if you don't need to kill creeps, then you go for the stun.
Yep. I agree with everything you're saying. So, yep, skill build definitely. This is like right-click damage build instead of pause 5. All right, let's look at this usage of the ultimate, and then we'll go to the next replay.
This is good. Standing in trees.
Yeah.
Showing up to another lane and just blasting away.
This seems like a really good spot to use this from. So you get it stopped, but you're going to get killed.
The camera positioning, though. Hockillionaire. Oh, man.
Let's go!
Panic. I think that you need to play this hero with some like setup. I really don't think you just like while out with the ultimate.
Yeah.
I think you need like some Pudge to walk in and dismember and bait first, or like OD imprisons or CM uses like Frostbite.
Yep.
I think that it's something that's really hard to play without setup or without somebody like walking in and holy shit, that outpost was there for 1:40 before getting captured. What on earth? Goodness gracious.
Also, your hero super good at defending outposts. You could like camp up here and then just like barrage this every 10 minutes or every 5 minutes, whatever.
I think this ultimate too, like anytime you have it up, you want to fight. So I'm glad to see the hockey TP'd. I'm not sure if he could do it earlier, but I do really like the fact that you fought with the ultimate.
Also, for the love of God, give this to somebody else.
Give it the Pudge. Give it the Pudge, man. That's one of the best heroes in Dota. He'll be immortal if he gets that shield. It's worthless on you, you greedy fuck. Hockillionaire probably has this because he's like, my teammates are shit. They're not going to use this item. But the items are so bad. I like that they did that with items. I like that they made it so that certain items are just worthless on like certain types of heroes. So if you pick up an item, like I'm a greedy motherfucker, man. Don't get me wrong. Like I play with divines and shit, and my immediate thought is like, I am not in any way gonna trust these people. You know, like I'm bad. I think everybody is. Nobody trusts the bracket below them to do anything.
Yeah, it's true.
I still give them items because I don't want an item that does minus 35 damage on me. That sucks. I don't want a ranged attack item when
you're a melee hero.
I'm a melee hero. It doesn't do anything. Like Valve has actually made it so that there are items that just don't benefit my hero at all, but there are certain heroes that would really benefit. It's like, oh, even if this guy's a moron, this item is so good on him that I'm going to give it to him. Exactly. That's this poor man's shield. It is so bad on you and so good on Pudge that it's insane to hold it. It's actually just insane.
Yeah. Also, what are you doing, dude? Just run to your team. Why are you running this direction? I don't understand what's going on here. This
is a tree-sitting hero. I don't think you want to be the hero that's like running into the trees and scouting there. I think that needs to be your like Pudge or
Leshrac or something like that.
I don't know, something like that. Because you just counter initiate with the ulti and they can't fight you. Like the way Zai plays this hero, he just shows up to a fight, sits in trees, and uses the ulti. All right, our Architect is asking us to pull a replay from one of his.
All right,
let's see if he posted one. Maybe he posted one. No, he didn't. He said just pull one.
All
pull
right.
a loss. Go to the most embarrassing looking loss. We'll do that one. I'll be back one sec.
Faceless Void. That looks pretty embarrassing to me. That looks pretty embarrassing to me. forgot my water. Go get some Cocoa Pops. That's a good idea. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. Oh wait, Jenkins is here. We'll just do this and then I'll take a break.
Hey, Donnie.
Yeah.
Would you rather eat a diaper of an old lady or like a baby's diaper? You there?
Can I kill myself instead?
No, you have to eat one of them.
Probably a baby's diaper.
Donnie's a pedo. Everybody, Donnie's a pedo.
I'm just thinking you would have probably like less bacteria because they're like, I don't know.
I would eat both.
Okay. All right. Well, is this embarrassing enough for you? He picked the strongest carry in the game, Faceless Void, and went 2-11 against somebody named Pablo Bot.
Which is the strongest hero in the game?
Void.
Oh, I don't know if it's still what do they change on him? Faceless Void, time lock stun duration reduced, Chronosphere cooldown increased. I predicted that. Talents nerf, time lock deals damage through spell immunity, scepter reworked, time lock proc on the units and destination of time walk. Does not pierce spell immunity.
No, I don't think he's actually the best carry in the game right now, but he's
spells to progress. So time dilation now causes spells to progress their cooldown more slowly while under this effect. This affects the cooldown progression rate, unlike before, which had a fixed duration. Okay, I see. So it's cooldowns by 75%. Huh.
He's
That's
definitely still
interesting.
good. He's definitely still good.
Okay, so but it caps because there's a duration on it. I see.
I heard somebody saying that you go Ags on this hero, and then you have a Dark Seer and or a Magnus in particular, because you RP people, and then Empowered Void Aghanim Scepters and cleaves off the bashes.
Does that work? Is that good?
It definitely works. I don't know if it's good.
It's wild.
Starting build seems good.
Seems okay, yeah. Seems fine.
I don't know that I would pre-skill Time Walk, however. That seems like you might want to potentially trade with Bash. Although you trade better with Time Walk, don't you? So I guess it's fine.
Depends. I mean, sometimes the enemy team like can't trade with you, and you just want to bash them to death because they can't trade.
Right.
But it's funny that we're seeing like a quelling blade in people's inventory, and it's like, oh, yeah, good, perfect starting items.
Right. Good job.
This is abysmal in the previous patch.
Yeah.
Although I do really like a Ring of Protection on these heroes that used to go for like a stout shield.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that's really, really important that you assert dominance over the Void Spirit in this lane, because you have to assert who is King of the Void, and if you let him take charge, then you're just kind of shaming all purple people in the game.
You're just being a bitch. You know, you don't want to be the bitch. You want to be whatever the alpha bitch is. But yeah. I don't want to call it a bitch because that would defeat them anyway.
Exactly.
You get it.
Camera usage, I'd say that you kind of need to keep an eye on these range creeps a bit better. And then I also kind of feel like you should be asking your Grimstroke to just put his Inkswell on you and beat them up.
Yeah.
Like,
this is one of the best lanes in Dota.
Yeah, just beat him up. Inkswell.
This Rubik should be 10% HP because you guys should both be running at him. I also think that you're playing the incorrect side of the lane. You're playing the right side of the lane. Your Grimstroke's playing the left side, which means that Rubik can freely trade with Grimstroke. But if you play the left side of the lane, then the Rubik has to be afraid that you're going to walk over and try to kill him. So Grimstroke can trade with him freely, and the Rubik can't just sit there and trade. So because you guys have like the stronger lane, you want to play on the same lane, same side as your Grim because you have the kill threat and they don't. Like this guy should not be getting close to dying there. And that's on you. That's on you as a okay. So he is dying. That's on you.
Yeah,
that death was avoidable because you're playing the wrong side of the lane. You always want to if you're in a lane where like you can't fight them 2v2, and like you think your Grimstroke has to be that bodyguard, then I'd say the Rubik is making the mistake that he's playing that side of the lane and not bullying you, and then he's just trading with your Grimstroke. But that's not the case. So like if you have the stronger lane, you want to make sure you're like playing near your support so you can like help each other and get the enemy support or core, whoever it is, like off them because they have to be afraid that you're going to kill them.
Yeah, I would also say that if you have a combo like this, if you have a kill combo in a lane and you're not making calls to be like, hey, I think we can go on this guy right now, then you're not doing your job, basically. Like, as the carry, he is probably just waiting for you to be ready to go on them, because that's kind of how it works. So you need to be like, all right, like inkswell me, I'm going on Rubik, and then you just go.
But so, the step number one in doing that is to play the side with the Grimstroke,
right?
With the Grimstroke on it.
Because then you have the opportunity to punish when he is out of position, like he was over here.
Yeah,
so.
And he's always going to be. The thing is, he's always going to be out of position because he has to play the left side of the lane because the pulls are there.
Mm-hmm.
So if he wants to if he's going to play the right side of the lane, then you guys just fuck up the Void Spirit instead, and then you get free pulls. So like you could just be guaranteed to win this lane, but you're not. Well, I mean, you're winning it anyway because the enemy team is like doing ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are too. So you're kind of. This is just pretty random, but this will all be solved by playing the correct side.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean,
I honestly feel like this is another one of those situations where the lane is like ruined from what it could be if you just change like this one thing.
Yep.
The whole lane is just you'll dominate.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually no reason for him to ever inkswell himself. And he's only used inkswell on himself because you're not telling him, inkswell me, I'm going on Rubik, which is what you need to do just over and over and over. Every time Rubik shows, just go on him. Like, there's no reason not to. You can force him out of lane, and then
that it's later and they have a level advantage and items, now it's spooky is the problem.
Yep.
So you fucked up at this point.
This is exactly what we saw in another replay earlier, which is like, if you don't play this early correctly, then the lane gets harder, and then you can't play the lane the way you're supposed to play it, and so then you have to just like abandon the lane, basically.
Yeah, basically, because that's the way Dota is. Like, it's very snowbally, right? So you give somebody like 200 gold lead, it turns into like a 2,000 gold lead eventually, like at a certain point in the game. So that's why you have to just figure out how to do something where you're not doing the same thing. Where the lane switches up, you just abandon the lane, have like a support go jungle, or you go jungle, support takes the lane, or you go roam, something like that.
Yep.
But it didn't have to get to this point.
Right. And now that the lane it's like very mediocre, but you're not level 6, you don't really want to rotate yet, but they're getting more farm than they should, and it's kind of dangerous for you to be here, so you have to play sort of carefully, so you're farming worse. It's like very, very snowbally in the wrong direction for you, and then dying again. Like, now all of a sudden you're against a pretty aggressive team as a pretty greedy carry, and you're just extremely far behind because you're feeding them.
I honestly like I don't want to take away from the importance of like the positioning thing, because that's something that I had to learn in the past few months, and it's been, I mean, I've literally never been as high MMR as I am right now. I'm almost 8K from like I was previously a 7K player, but only for like a day, and then I'd lose it and be 6K again.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been like stuck over 7K for like 6 months now, and I'm almost 8K. And like a big reason for it was thinking about my positioning in terms of where my support is in the lane.
Mm-hmm.
That has been like a life changer for me. So I don't want to like, I can't stress enough how important I genuinely think it is, because I attribute that to a lot of why I think I play a lot better in my games. Like my laning was weak because of that. I was a weak laner, and I could never figure out why. And I think that was the big reason.
Right.
So
and for people who are like, well, my supports don't do their job in my pubs, like you can just put yourself near them in the lane, and then they're just naturally going to be near you, and like that is stronger than being solo on opposite side of the lane, right? So you can be the one that makes the change to put your two heroes close together, which makes you stronger.
What made it like dawn on me how good it is that the exact same thing will happen. Like nothing will immediately change when you start doing this. It'll just be things won't happen that would happen in the games that you're not doing it. Like what'll happen is the Rubik will just be scared and he won't trade, and you'll just win the lane, but you don't really know why. Like it just will happen because people will be naturally afraid of you, or kills will seem to like kind of present themselves. You know, it's this weird thing where like what really made it like tick for me was I watched like Universe or something, and he just put his body in an area where if the enemy team walked to get a bounty rune, he could get it first, and then his support just went to get the bounty rune. So he didn't take any time out of the lane to go get the bounty, but he just positioned towards the bounty, and because of that, it prevented the enemies from getting it, which means his support could get it. Whereas like shittier players would not position their body like that, and then they'd have to go waste time to go get it, or they would not position their body like that, and then the enemy support would go get it. But you just stand in an area, and it prevents the enemy team from doing things.
Yep.
Just because you have an option of doing something. It's not that the thing that you have the option of doing will always happen. It's the option of doing it that makes people stop doing good shit against you.
Yep, totally. And one other thing to that point, I think, before we end the stream, is what I noticed that a lot of people don't use damage in sort of a similar way. So what you're saying is you're using like positioning to essentially prevent stuff from happening, and you can kind of use damage in the same way. Like if you're playing with a support and your support gets out of position and they start getting gone on by the other team, if you just start running away with them, then your support is dead. But if you just start beating the shit out of, you know, whoever is low that is running at your support, oftentimes you can repel them from killing your support just by doing damage to them and scaring them off. It's kind of like a game of chicken. And so what you're describing is like a game of chicken, where if you guys are just like kind of threateningly positioning yourself towards the Rubik, then he's not even going to harass you guys, and so you don't have to waste your regen. So you're just like using psychology basically to win the lane.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you want replays reviewed, you know what? Patrons, send those replays in. Hopefully you have some Outlanders update replays. I think everybody's kind of in the spot right now where we're like, I don't know if this is a good replay. I don't know if I learned anything. Things are kind of nuts, but I think we're starting to solidify a few things. So if you are a patron, or if you want to become a patron, patreon.com/DotaAlchemy, submit a replay. We will review it every Thursday. Everybody gets one per month. And yeah, thank you guys as always for tuning in. Have a great rest of your evening, day, or morning.
It's the longest outro.